Understanding your credit score is crucial for navigating the financial landscape of life. Here to tell us more about building your credit power is Navigator Credit Union's Gretchen Reed. Gretchen, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
All right, so let's start very basic. What even is a credit score?
So a credit score is just a number assigned to you to know how reliable it is to lend money to you.
What are the factors that are taken into account when trying to come up with that number that we're talking about?
Sure, so there are 5 things. The 2 most important are payment history and credit utilization. And then after that, it's length of credit, types of credit, and then recent inquiries.
We even have a pie chart.
There we go, yeah.
To help explain things to the viewers out there. So some of the things you just talked about are some of the ways that people can get in trouble. Let's talk about how people get in trouble and why that number that they're aspiring to get can go down.
Yeah, so I think the biggest one is credit utilization. So what that means is you have a credit limit. So your credit card, let's say, is $1,000. You really need to stay under 30% or less of that amount. So you need to spend $300 or less every month, where people can charge more, they max it out, and then they have a really hard time paying that off.
Some people still don't understand the real world use cases of credit score and how it affects them. So let's talk about that. When people go to do things like make a major purchase, a car, a house, talk to us how that all plays into account.
Yeah, so your credit score impacts how much you can be approved for, and most importantly, the interest rate, which is how much you're going to pay every month on that loan. So I mean, it can be up to 1% difference on your credit score.
And that can make a big difference in the long run. If you're talking about the life of a $300,000 mortgage,
right,
that 1% is a massive difference. So it is very important to be aware of what your credit score is and try to have a good number out there. So let's say someone's watching this and they're thinking, well, you know what? My score is not very good. It's in the 500s or whatever it is. What do we tell those people? How does Navigator Credit Union help them?
Yeah, they can come into any local branch and they'll sit down. We can go through everything with them and really help them and get a schedule going to help rebuild that credit score.
And let's talk about what those scores are. I just threw out that number 500, but what is a typical range of credit scores so people kind of understand the landscape here?
Anything from 700 to 800 is considered a really good score. 600s are okay, and then like 400 or 500 is where you really want to focus on rebuilding.
That's where you can get some help, and Navigator Credit Union can help you out. We're going to have their contact information online on the Studio 10 tab at fox10tv.com. Incredibly important throughout your life. All your major purchases, your credit score will play a role, so keep these tips in mind. Thank you so much for coming in, Gretchen.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.